Welcome to a Love Island Games recap, season 2, episode 18. Let me get to the end of this verse. So, Lucinda and Isaiah are already in the mega duel. We know they're safe. The people who are vulnerable are Justine, Ty, Sydney, and Toby, Gabby, and Johnny, all vulnerable to America's vote. Sydney softened up a little bit to Toby. She was saying, like, if anything more happens with Toby, like, he's got a lot of work to do. And I'm like, girl, what happened? Like, just earlier today, it was like it was over. What happened? But, hey, we'll see what happens there. Ariana comes in, fewest votes, dumped by America, right into it. Gabby and Johnny, not surprised at all. I feel like I know a lot of people don't like Johnny, as I said before, and a lot of people don't know Gabby. We have to remember it's U.S. voters only, which I already discussed. What I kind of feel about it being U.S. voters only doesn't feel fair in a sense, but I wasn't surprised they were going to go because people have sympathy for Sydney. People love Justine. Even Ty, people like a little bit, even though he's been kind of a character in there, you know. And also, as I predicted before, even including Gabby and Johnny, all the couples, at least one person in the couple or one person in the couple is from the U.S. And also coincidentally, all the final four couples were one USA person, one UK person, which are like the two most viewed Love Island shows that USA people watch. So the votes, obviously, you're going to keep your favorite people, the people you've known the longest. So not surprised by all that at all. So the mega duel, all the dump islanders are there. Other than that, Chris wasn't there. Maybe he was overseas finally. Who knows? I'm not sure who else was in there. The thing is with me, I really kind of wished, in terms of like the dumping by America, obviously Gabby and Johnny went out. I feel like it would have been nice to have the dumped Islanders choose someone to dump at the end, like how they had last time when Selly and Ayala were dumped, like right before the mega duel. They had them there to watch the mega duel, which is like the last two duels with the final three couples. And I'm like, so you had them stay in, we all knew they were in Fiji still, but it's like you had them stay in Fiji all that time. For just to be in the audience. I mean, I get it would have been awkward if we're watching this duel and only Ariana's there clapping it. I understand it, but I feel like you could give them more responsibility, more power in a way, and they kind of do in terms of the end, I guess, with choosing who they want to give the money to. And I know it's like for something like Andrea and Josh, who if you didn't see After Sun, Andrea friend zoned Josh already. I feel like I heard she just broke up with her boyfriend like a couple weeks before coming into the villa. I'm sure they probably didn't even really break up, or if they did break up, they'll be back together probably soon. I wouldn't be surprised. But she's friend zoned Josh already, so I'm gonna talk about Josh in a minute as well. Anyways, Andre and Josh just got dumped in the villa, so like that's staying in Fiji for an extra 3 days. And of course, it's not a hardship to stay in Fiji, but like Solen and Mert have just been in Fiji in a hotel room for 2.5 weeks, and it's a little different in a sense because they're actually able to like post TikToks. This is kind of a live show. You could still like go out, post videos. We've been seeing them posting some videos, so they're not like completely isolated, but interesting. Anyways, moving on. So we have round one, which is like Towers of Trust. You have 5 stacks of like circles or whatever, discs rather, and you have to put them on. They're on on one pole. There's a pole in between, and then there's a final pole. You got to get them on that final third pole. But the two rules are you can only move one disc at a time, and you can never put a larger disc on a smaller disc. So it's kind of like about strength because you have to like lift these discs, but also kind of like using your mind, like figuring out how am I going to use this strategically. So in the mega duel here, this kind of top 3 are Justine, Ty, Lucinda, Isaiah, and Sydney and Toby. They all start going, and then they kind of quickly get stuck up, like, hey, how do we do this actually? Because, again, you have to do it the right way, whatever. Justine and Ty finished first place in round 1. Woo, LFG. Lucinda and Isaiah, second place, and Sydney and Toby were kind of right behind them, so they lose. They're kicked out of the duel, like they're over the third place. Round 2 is the heist. It's kind of similar to how that duel with like KK and Andrea, and then I forget who else was in it, Johnny and Chris, I think, where it was like, and this is a much bigger thing than the duel in the duel square in the villa, like the boxing ring thing. It's like 2 blue corners, 2 yellow corners. It's called the heist. There's like a bunch of bags of money in the middle, and Ariana's like, this is about strength, stamina, speed, strategy, and teamwork, and it's basically, you move the sack of bags to your corner. Smaller bags are 1 point, medium bags are 2 points, large bags are 3 points. These black bags, there's 18 of them. But there also are these white bags, and the white bags count as like deduction. So the small white bag is 2 points, medium bag 4 points, large bag 6 points, white bag. And it's like whoever at the end of the duel, at the end of the 3 minutes with the most points wins the duel and wins Love Island Games. So you basically are just fighting for 3 minutes to like keep as many bags on your side, the black bags, and get as many white bags away from your corner. The duel's starting, and Justine is, as always, we love Justine, hitting it. And some people and we're kind of already like showing confidence in Justine and Ty because obviously Lucinda in that first challenge, she's like, I gotta take my jacket off. I'm getting too hot. Like when they were at the end with Toby and Sydney about to beat them, like it was like, girl, like lock in here. So they're all going fighting for the bags going on, but it's of course you have to have like stamina. I remember in the Love Island Games season 1, I forget, the challenge wasn't the same challenge, but it was similar. Like Jack at the end of the thing, I mean, he had asthma, bless him, but like he was like almost passed out. Like they had to call the medic in before they could do the official counting because my guy was struggling after whatever time period it was of all that running back and forth. They're all running around grabbing the bags. At some point, like, or kind of even early-ish in a sense, Ty and Isaiah are fighting over like one large bag back and forth. Toby's yelling, "Get the F up, Ty, like leave it, get some other bags, like you don't have to fight over this one bag." Justine is just going back and forth, moving bags back and forth. Same with Lucinda, moving bags back and forth, like taking the white bag away from them, getting more black bags, yada yada, whatever. The game ends, and we don't know what happens because they lift the camera so we can't see. And I'm like, can I? And I get like, okay, you don't want to spoil, like let's like let Ariana announce it before we all can count whatever. But you know, I'm like, I'd like to see. Anyways, long story short, Lucinda and Isaiah won, and Justine and Ty lost. Final score, they say, was 14-10. And I'd like a recount because, like I said, I would like at least to see a picture of where the bags ended. And Isaiah looked like he had a lot of bags on his little corner, and you know, I just would like to see. I just would like to see it if possible. Maybe they'll post it just so we could see, because, you know, and overall, as a lot of people have already agreeing, like Tyreek cost Justine the three-peat because Justine was tired as well. Everyone was tired. They're heavy bags. You're doing it. You're moving them constantly for 3 minutes. 3 minutes doesn't sound long, but it actually is a very long time. Imagine you people exercise. Imagine doing 3 minutes of like a jump rope or a cardio, whatever it is. Like it can take it 3 minutes is a long time. My girl is running, dragging bags, and Ty's just hunking his body on the ground trying to grab back from Isaiah unsuccessfully, wasting time. And now Justine has lost her chance to three-peat, to be even more of a history maker on Love Island. I mean, I always saw him as the weaker one of the couple in terms of the physical strength and the physical nature of things. My guy plays football though, so like that's a lot of running. I'm like, so are you not? It's very unfortunate. I'm very sad for that. Like I said, Toby was yelling at him like, "Get up, Ty! Like leave the bag, yada yada." I said I talked about Josh. Some people were saying like, "Josh, now you see, if you would have just followed the script and stayed with Justine, it could have been an easy one for you two." Yeah, they still probably would have been going for Josh in a sense because like Josh wasn't friends with like Toby and Ty and Johnny, whatever. But John, like you stay with Andrea because it's about the love part of it too. But Andrea knocked you off, dumped you off the minute y'all got out the villa. So what? So that paid off, huh? Because now you got dumped. What a shame. 250,000 wow decision. The ex-Islanders get involved here, and they vote for who they want to win the money, essentially, between the two winners, and whoever wins, as is we do in the last one, too. Whoever wins will decide if they want to keep the money or share it. People who voted for Lucinda to get the money are Andrea, Marvin, KK, Nicola, and Gabby, 5 people. Not really any shocks there, but Isaiah had the other 12 people, which is Sydney, Johnny, Ty, Toby, Justine, Kendall, Garby, Andreina, Josh, Casey, Solen, and Mert. Now, at first I was kind of thinking, okay, Isaiah has maybe more friends in there, like especially some of the boys and things like that, but I was like, well, one, Ty and Toby are friends of Lucinda's. I'm sorry they didn't vote for her. And then also I was like, wait, Garby and Kendall didn't vote for Lucinda. Now I'm just speculating, but maybe they came out of the villa and saw some of the like sneak disses that Lucinda's been doing towards Garby like the whole season, like kind of like the behind the back type of stuff, but then like smiling in Garby's face and stuff like that, like. Because we've all seen it. I've wanted Lucinda gone for a while because of some of that stuff. Like I wanted her gone, and I kept getting upset that she kept being safe. Like she was safe like the past 2 votes, I think, or whatever, or like was vulnerable not vulnerable one time, and then safe this past vote. And I wanted her gone because of the Garby stuff, really. So I really wonder if Garby and Kendall they've been out. Kendall's been out for a couple of days. Garby fewer days than Kendall, but maybe they've seen some of that stuff, and they're kind of just like, because if Lucinda's Kendall's best friend, why would he go for Isaiah? And then Garby was just kikiing all good with Lucinda a minute ago, so why would they voting for Isaiah? That's something's in there, and that might come out later, but something's in there. No surprise, Isaiah chooses to split the money. They both get 150 $125,000 each. The thing is, there's never been in the history of Love Island any iteration. I don't even think in the other series that maybe I haven't seen that someone has decided to keep the money. Even in the UK now, they stop even asking; they just automatically split it because no one is going to. I'd be shocked if someone chose to split the money because you automatically are the bad guy or the bad girl, whatever. And whoever like loses the money and gets betrayed like that, you get automatically you get the sympathy, you get this like this nice moment where it's almost better to split the money because maybe things will pay off later with like endorsements or whatever. Because if you're still well liked and well loved, and we want to invite you out places, then you still will, can go forward. Just how it's like you don't even have to like win Love Island if you're still well loved, as we're seeing with Nicolandria. You don't have to win the show, but if you're still loved a lot, you still get a lot of opportunities because that's really the currency that matters. How liked you are, how many fans you are, that kind of like engagement, whatever that it brings. So no one's gonna ever keep the money. And the thing is, I reminded at the very end of this thing, Isaiah and Lucinda kiss, and I was reminded that he doesn't close his eyes fully when he kisses. I forget what episode it was, and I couldn't remember if he was doing it on Love Island when he was on Love Island 4. The man keeps his eyes like a little bit open and they're like flutter, and it freaks me out. So I saw that again at the end, and I was like, oh, I've wanted him gone since then. I've wanted Lucinda and Isaiah both gone. Isaiah just because of the kissing eyes thing, which luckily I hadn't seen it in a while, and then Lucinda because of all her little microaggression type vibe and the things against Garvey that just, and I'm like, I can't believe these are the Isaiah I'm not as mad about, but I'm like, Lucinda, y'all had Lucinda win this. Overall, I'm just really upset for Justine. Justine had it. She needed a stronger partner. And she said to Ty at the end or whatever, like, use my favorite partner out of all three of these. But I'm like, it's kind of a low bar. I'm not even trying to slate Ty here, but it's kind of a low bar because the last two couples you were in, who like you went to a final with, whatever, like effed you over. So it's kind of like, and I don't even think anything's really going to happen there. I think they'll have a little cute little moment, maybe a little LA trip, yada yada, whatever. But will it last? I don't see it. And especially when she gets at the villa and sees Ty, talking about her, dragging her name in a sense, like, oh, I'm going to do her back or whatever. I don't know. This is just a little bit of a disappointing season. Not just because Justine lost, but it's more so because Lucinda won. Do you get? Like, if it would have been anyone else, I would have felt a little bit less, And again, I just would like to see the picture of where the bags ended up so I could just see for myself. Trust but verify is what I really believe in firmly. But yeah, that's Love Island Game Season 2. A little under 3 weeks or a full 3 weeks of a show. How many Islanders even came through this whole show? I feel like it wasn't even that many. I feel like there was a lot more Islanders the first season. And I'm like, do people not want to come? Or like, what's going on? And now, of course, there's All-Stars where there wasn't All-Stars before. And All-Stars was brand new or whatever when, a couple months after games. But, yeah. My overall feelings on this season are just like, another Love Island in the books. We'll see what happens from here with these people. Overall as well, at least for right now, the only couple, not including those that just got dumped today, essentially, the only couple pursuing things outside of this are Garby and Kendall. And I'm like, who would have thought that the only couple, at least, again, who knows what's going to happen with the final couples, but the only couple pursuing things is Garby and Kendall. Anyway, thanks for watching the recaps, the debriefs, the whatever you want to call these. Justice for Justine. JFJ. Goodbye.